let's start with enhancing Dynamics 365 finance and operations with AI agents. So, is everyone heard about Dynamics 365 FO? Yeah, all of it. Okay, cool. So I don't need to go into much details then. So a bit about myself. So I'm currently working at Google Consultancy as a solution lead. I have experience around 14 plus years working with mostly on FNO and Dynamics AX. I started with Dynamics AX and experience also working with the CE and Power Platform as well. And I've been an community organizer for Sri Lankan Dynamics 365 user group and Power Platform user group as well. So you can find my website d365bits.com and then also the YouTube as well. So if you post some videos as well there, so yeah, feel free to capture me there, linked with me. So yeah, happy to help if you have any questions as well. Yeah, that's fine. And also love cricket, hiking and running. So that's my stuff on.
So were you happy yesterday?
Sorry?
Were you happy yesterday?
Yesterday, yes. Yesterday, a bit happy. And yeah, usually, yeah, the playing wise on Saturdays I'll be busy. Yeah. Yeah, so let's start to look at the impact of the AI evolution for ERP. So let's start from that and then we'll go into the rest of the details. So let's start from the 1990s where, you have a lot of, the ERP, when ERP started, it was clunky and on-premise systems you might have come across and mostly used on record-based transactions you have seen. And basic automation, there's not much automation and simple databases and also limited, integration wise, it's very limited in 1990s. So when it comes to 2000, right, and ERP got better database connectivity and integration phase started. And you can also see the early cloud solutions came in during this era. And also the basic analytics started to take in place. And next up, you have in between 2000 and 2010 to 2020, you would see that a lot of the cloud era took off and making ERP accessible, mobile friendly as well, real-time analytics, and some early predictive features which came in with the machine learning. So that's the early stage of the AI, which came through use of the machine learning pretty much, and real-time analytics. And you would also see some IoT integrations as well. So this is the journey took in between 2010 to 2020, and then during the next phase from 2020 to 2025. So what we see is that low code revolution has happened as well, and also tools like Microsoft Power Platform came into the picture from the 2016 somewhere as well. So that that also give a lot of capabilities, and then you can see a lot of co-pilots because of the what happened with the GPT, ChatGPT came into the picture, and then a lot of revolution happened. And then after that, you can see a lot of co-pilots came into the picture, and also the agents as well. So now it's agents time, and then also you hear mostly nowadays model context protocol, that's the MCP. So I'm going to show some demos as well on the MCP side with the ERP. That's a recent capability and a feature. So this is how it evolved in terms of the ERP whole landscape, if you see. So let's move into, what has happened from the early ERP era, that's a system of records, actually it moved into the system of actions, right? Now it's more of system of actions that you run through agents and co-pilots. Rather than system of records, because otherwise earlier you had to enter records and all those things. It's mostly a record-based system, but now it's system of action. So you can take a lot of actions using agents, right? So that's how it transformed, but I'll get into that with the details later. And agentic ERP. So this is the ERP, the new world of ERP, pretty much. So you have 3 layers. One is the ERP agent foundation, which is having Copilot Studio agents, and you'll have first-party agents as well as the third-party agents, and a lot of the ISVs building a lot of agents as well on top of that foundation. And you have headless business services. You might have heard about the headless commerce, but now what been mentioned as well on the headless business services, so that you can tap onto the any of these apps like supply chain management, commerce, field service, project operations. So these are finance, and these are individual applications inside the ERP, and those are headless business services. But you can access those information using the MCP's Copilot Studio, and there's a different experience on Copilot Adaptive Experience. That's the third layer. So they can be different experience altogether on the Copilot Adaptive Experience. So you basically chat using a Copilot, but you might have agents behind the scene that will run through and update the systems as well. So the user experience wise, you'll be using mostly nowadays on the Copilot studios and stuff like that to get more information. And then you have agents to help you, like reconciliation and supply chain communication. And I'll get into the agents that we have time and expense agents. So there are a lot of agents as well on this. So if we talk about what's going to happen on the Copilot and agent side of it, so every employee will have a Copilot. So when you log into the system in ERP, you'll have the Copilot. On the right side, you can actually use the Copilot experience. And then the agent, so every business process will have an agent in the future, and there are some things which are happening at the moment as well. So every business process inside the ERP that becomes an agent. So you can define different agentic automation on top of that, right? So I think everyone is pretty much heard about the Copilots. And Copilot uses pretty much the large language models, and it's AI-powered assistant. You're using natural language to get information, automation, creation, and you will enhance your productivity and creativity. So this is basically what the Copilot does. And then we'll move into the agent. So if you think about the agent will have, for an example, you have travel agents, if you heard about in the past time. So if you think about a travel agent and you tell them, I want to plan a vacation to Paris. So what happens? They have to go into a system, so human expertise knowledge, and they will go into different systems that they have, and then they will have to coordinate with some other parties, maybe with different airlines and stuff like that, and then come back to you. But that's all automated. If you think about the AI agent, what will happen? The whole task you can give it to an AI agent, and then the agent will plan and give you the every all the schedule plan and stuff like that. So it's a programmed knowledge base, and it's a data driven decision and digital tool coordination. What's happening behind the scenes? So that's easy to understand what's the difference between the agent. So agent can automate and give you these information pretty much. So if you think about the experience on the Copilot and the agent, so some cases you will have Copilot as well as the agent working together, and some would be automated, basically just the agent. Maybe there might be a trigger running in, so that if you run a trigger, and then that can automate the whole task pretty much. And if you use the Copilot, you can also use the Copilot to ask information on the data and stuff like that. And then you can still run agents as well behind the scene to automate some of the tasks behind. So it could be a experience between Copilot agents together, or agents working together. So that's why I wanted to discuss on the Copilot features as well, because we cannot leave the Copilot stuff as well. So there are some of the features in FNO. So that give you a lot of Copilot features like generative help and guidance with Copilot, workflow history. So pretty much you can go into I'll show some demo on this one as well, the workflow history, that you can go into the history and see that. And enhanced user feedback, Copilot and related experiences. And there's an immersive home which came into agent interaction. So you can see the agent interactions inside the FNO with the immersive home. So that's another good addition. And in terms of the commerce, D365 Commerce have a lot of insights, customer insights. So you can go to the customer, and then there are a lot of insights on the customer. So if you're with the customer, that you can straight away go into the customer and see a lot of details. So when they are in the show, in the store pretty much. And store reports, you can use store reports insights also using Copilot, enable Copilot statements, streamlining your merchandising process with Copilot based insights. So there's a lot of features in the Dynamics 365 Commerce as well using the Copilot. And finance wise, we have a collections coordinate summary and customer page summary. So there are another few Copilot features that you can use. And project operations, you'll have Copilot for project overview, and then use Copilot in time entry, and then AI summaries with Copilot. That's there for the Dynamics 365. So I'm going to show you workload insights with the Copilot in warehouse management mobile. So that's going to be the a video. I'm going to show that as well on that side of it. So there's a lot of supply chain, finance, project operations. So there's various number of apps is there, and then those are actually having a lot of Copilot features in it. So if we see warehouse worker, so we can see the warehouse worker inside pretty much. So let's go into this and see. So if you see, this is the warehouse management app. So Julia is logging into the app, warehouse management app now, using her ID and password, and then you can see the summary which will come. So that's the day-to-day work that she needs to do pretty much. So there are two picked work, so that insight is directly coming in the app pretty much. So it's summarizing all the information pretty much there. Basically, so that gives you a guideline for the warehouse worker, what needs to be done pretty much. So that's one Copilot feature we have. Then we have workflow insights. So let's see. So if you have come across a lot of workflows, so maybe PO workflow that you need to approval for based on different limits and stuff like that. So you can go to the workflow history, and in the workflow history will summarize you all the details. So where is it at, and you don't need to go through and find all individual detail list and see what has happened, but you can get a summary instantly on top. So that is somewhat built into the product. So these are built into the product pretty much. And let's go into another feature pretty much on generative help and guidance. So this is what I was mentioning on the Copilot. So that will be on the side. So if I go in next, so if you see that in here, so there's a Copilot you can open up, and then you can ask the Copilot different. So in this case, I'm asking the Copilot features. What are the Copilot features? So that it can go and fetch you all the information from the Microsoft Learn documents. Yeah.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Copilot feature. Is this within the existing licensing scheme, or does they require a new license?
This is help and guidance is existing. Yeah. And there are some agents and stuff like that based on the consumption of your Copilot credits, then it'll charge you like supply communication agent. Yeah. Right. So you can use, so in terms of extending the Copilot, so you can extend the Copilot pretty much using the code X++, or you can use the Copilot Studio extension as well. So you can go to the Microsoft Copilot Studio and extend this solution. So you have different ways of extending it, either using X++. So if you use X++, that's the one which I was mentioning on the workflow history. So that is the first part of it. So that actually use the X++ to extend it. And then you have Microsoft Copilot Studio extension, which I will show in a bit how we do that as well. So this is on the Microsoft Copilot Studio, so helps to customize and extend the finance and operations apps on the Copilot experience. And so if you want to add any capabilities into your Copilot, you can add plugins as well on here. So let's go into the generative help and guidance with Copilot extended. So this is the extended version. So the previous one which I showed, it's not an extended one. So if you see now, if you type it in hi, so this is actually recognizing who's logging in. So you can see my name. So it recognizes which user logging in. So this is extended pretty much using the Copilot Studio. And you can ask further questions. So I'm good, thanks. And can you please help me with some most used forms? So example, like you can use different forms like, purchase order side or what. So in this example, it's a landed cost agent. So what are the forms that's used? It's voyage and purchase order is given. So you can actually customize this behind the scene. and then it will go directly. So in terms of the user, you can define which are the forms that you want to go in, and then you can let them find it through from the Copilot Studio, and then you go in. So this is an example that you can extend, how you can extend it pretty much. And yeah, let's talk about a bit about the agents. So what are the agents available? So there are 6 agents available right now. Account reconciliation agent, so which helps you to do the reconciliation part on the finance side, and supply communications agent, which I will show a demo on this one as well. Supply communications agent. So we'll discuss more into this one. And scheduling operations agent, and expense agent, and time agent, and the approval agent. So there are 6 agents at the moment, and most of them I think are production ready, so that you can use it with Microsoft help as well. So because it's production ready, some of the clients will start using example like the supply communications agent, which is somewhat popular using. So that's already started using that agent. So there are a lot of agents available. Example, the reconciliation agent is also very good agent as well on that one. So let's see the supply communication agent. So before that, I'll explain the scenario. So example, like you have, think about that you create a PO. You might have purchased a lot of stuff, right? Let's say you have you're an apparel organization, and then you want to purchase some fabric rolls and stuff like that. Let's say you order 10 quantity, and you send the PO back to the supplier. And then what happens after that? I might come and say,
Hello.
I'm speaking with Rami.
No, this is Jiva here.
yeah, oh, good. Yeah. So what happens is, like, let's say you want to order 10 quantity of fabric roll. So the supplier would say, no, I don't have 10 quantity. I might have 8 quantities. So you have back and forth communication, right? So you'll get all these emails. So you need to have a purchasing, executive to just work through on these changes and then update in the system, right? So what the supply communication that does is that it can monitor you unconfirmed PO with the vendors, and then you can send a draft, or you can send it automate it, or you can send create the draft and then send it back to them. And then when you get the feedback from them, I cannot supply 10 quantities, but I'm going to only supply 8 quantities. Then what will happen? The system will, the agent will read all the email information, and then it'll suggest you the change directly inside the FNO, pretty much, so that you won't take much time to read through the emails and then apply that suggestion. So you can apply that suggestion back to the PO directly from the agent itself. And then after that, what happens is that all these communications, that even if you have a confirmation as well, you want to give back the communication to the vendor, so you can actually use this. Yeah. So let's look at a demo on this one. So this is the immersive home, pretty much. That's the agentic interface on here. So you can run this for individual vendors. You can specify the vendors that you want to run. You don't need to run for all. If you don't need to run for all, you can run specifically for specific vendors. So you can see here that the email is there. That's the draft pretty much, and you can apply all the suggestions. So if you see here, you can see the apply all suggestions there, and then you can apply that suggestion back to the PO from the changes. So that's where I said, like, I ordered 10, but I got 8 maybe, and then they can only confirm 8. So those changes, we can put it back to the PO itself using this. And if you have a different signature as well, you can have a custom signature as well on this, and then you could see all the emails received and stuff like that on the agent activity. So this is a new immersive home dashboard, pretty much, that you have all the agentic information there. And you can also draft an email if you have a delayed purchase order for specific criteria that you want to have, and that based on that, you will have the draft emails will be coming here. So that's the draft email that comes here, and then you can send it through. So you can pretty much customize based on your vendors that you want to send, which vendor you want to send, and pretty much test it out, and that will save a lot of time because you don't need to have a person who's reading through all the emails and updating manually, but you have a system. The agent would go and read the emails and then suggest you what are the changes pretty much on this. Right. So with that, we'll go to new agent created. So this is a new agent which I have created using the Copilot Studio. So this example is creating a shipping port. So you can build, certain actions you can build, like to create records in the system. Like this is in this example is a shipping port, but you can think of items as well. So you can create an agent to create the items as well. So this is what it does on this case. Pretty much, it's asking what are the shipping ports that here. So you'll just give the name which shipping port that you want to create, and that goes back and update into the master data directly. So you can have a human in the loop as well in the mid to evaluate, and then they would update it after that, the confirmation on that. So similar thing you can do for item creation as well. So sometimes you might have item creation information coming in, but those things you can validate and then update back to the system. So there's based on different scenarios, you can do different things. So you can see that it's been updated back to the shipping ports using the Copilot Studio. So that's an extension as well. So this is another example. So this is about so what is the item number linked to the voyage number. So it is giving the voyage number here. So this is the shipping agent pretty much. So the shipping agent will give you, if you give the voyage number, then it will give you what are the items it's linked to. And these are the links pretty much on the voyage purchase line. So these are the links on the voyage purchase line. So previously what we need to do is we need to have the database data inside the knowledge side, that you have to put a lot of all these data sources pretty much here. And you can also ask in this, I'm just asking how many records are there in the voyage purchase line, so that system goes back and calculate the number of lines and give you the details as well. So it's very powerful. You can use the conversation to get all the information through that what you need from the Copilot Studio. So this is not still using the MCP, so I'll come back to the MCP part as well. So this is purely the Copilot Studio agents explanation that what we have done so far. And next up is the model context protocol. So the model context protocol, so the MCP, so this came in with the Claude in last year, December somewhere, I guess, November, December somewhere. So with that, you have the MCP server. So that actually been revolutionized, the MCP server, because there's been 500,000 right now. With 500,000 AI actions are there within the system itself. So previously that's been only 13 actions that you can do, but so you can see that the today demo I'll show. You can create a PO. I haven't done anything. I just only have the MCP server. I'll give the instructions, and that will create a PO automatically in the system. So that's so powerful in that case. And MCP servers, just to explanation on that. So the MCP server will hold normally the tools inside. What are the tools it's going to use, and then the MCP client will have the agent or app that will use it. So you have the data sources, connectivity, and the security on the MCP server side. So with that connecting, this is what's been there before. So if it's been isolated AI models before the MCP servers came in. So once the MCP servers came in, that been easy to connect to the data, and then you can build the AI applications and then integrate with the tools that you want. So this is what's happened, and let's see how we can enable the MCP with this. I'll go into the system and show a demo. So how to enable the MCP? So you have a feature that you need to go into the feature management and enable it. That's called Dynamics 365 ERP Model Context Protocol Server preview, and then enable the Dynamics 365 ERP MCP preview in Copilot Studio. So you have to do, you have to make sure both are enabled. So let's, let me, yeah, so I'm going into the Dynamics 365 FNO now. Let's pray for the demo code and see if it works today. But I have a video if it doesn't work, so that's fine. Still covered. So this is the FNO. So you have this is the new immersive home that we were seeing, that account reconciliation and all these information part of it. So these, we can go and view the agents. What are the agents you have? You can go to the library and see the library of agents that you have. Supply communication agent, which we were talking about earlier. So these are the out of the box agents pretty much. And if you click here, that's the one which I was showing earlier on the Copilot. This is the Copilot part of it. So this is the help and guidance Copilot. And okay, this is the help and guidance Copilot. So every help and guidance Copilot will have a agent behind on the Copilot Studio. So this is the Copilot Studio which I'm in now, and that has a Copilot for finance and operations apps. So this is the Copilot Studio behind which is here. So if you ask any questions, so that's actually leveraging on the Copilot Studio here. And when we have enabled that parameters, which we have mentioned earlier, so that will come here, Dynamics 365. Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
screen sharing online is not on. Be able to,
Oh, okay.
I don't know,
Sure.
maybe can you just
Yeah. Let me reshare. No worries. Yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah. Oh, good.
yes, thank you.
Okay, good. Thanks. Yeah, so this is pretty much on that side of it. And so we'll go to the tools here. So this is the Copilot for Finance and Operations app, and this is the Dynamics 365 ERP MCP preview. So that's been enabled. And if I go to the feature management, so you can see that's been enabled. So if you go to all, you would see MCP. Sorry. Yeah, let's see, MCP. Yeah, that's the one preview. So let me take this one out for the moment. So this is the preview feature that you need to enable. So that's been enabled. And let's go and try. So the vendor that we're going to try. So I'll go to the module PO, accounts payable, and PO here. And then I'll go to the activity and just copy my prompt. So this is the previous one which I did. Yeah. So copy the prompt. Yeah. So I filter for the vendor that I'm going to try to create. So the last one was 133. So hopefully we'll have a new one once we do this. So I'm saying create a purchase order for this item for warehouse, this one, and then this is the vendor I want and how much quantity I need. So I'm giving it to the Copilot. So I haven't done anything. It's just the MCP server which is doing the magic behind. And hopefully if the demo code is on my side, then we will see the purchase order coming in. Yeah. So it will take few minutes. So meanwhile we can continue. I can come back and show that. Yeah, so this, yeah, so that one's happening side by side. So the next step, what's going to happen in the ERP is the zero prompt sales order experience. So pretty much the prompt has been built for you. So you just need to click the prompt, and the prompt will do. All the actions will be done because that being developed inside the app itself. So let's see an example. What's going to happen? So on this, you will see. You'll see when you go to Copilot Studio here again. You see on-hand inventory. So this is pretty much zero prompt. So you have you don't need to prompt it. So you have all the actions defined. So you pretty much need to say if you need to create a new order, you need to get the on-hand inventory, find alternative reservations. So all these actions that you can do. So if you see the create new order, so convert this attachment into a new sales order. So pretty much, let's say you are receiving a purchase order in a PDF. So you can give it the PDF and then prompt it in the sense on using the zero prompt, and then it'll go back and read the PDF and then create the sales order pretty much. Yeah. So it's very powerful in this with the MCP. Yeah. So that's one example, and then the other one I think we will have on the reservation side to break a reservation. So you can reserve the stocks against the sales order, but let's say maybe due to the priority changes, you want to reserve back to a different order. So you can remove the reservations, earlier reservations. So you can do certain things like that. So this is actually zero prompt. So it's been built in. So this is why when I was mentioning earlier, the agents will have all the every business process will have agent. So there will be, I would foresee that lot of changes. In terms of the agents will be created for different business processes. And so this is the example I was talking about, breaking a reservation. So you can enter the quantity and break the reservation, existing reservation as well. So that's been, it's a super powerful MCP. Pretty much, it's a super powerful one because you haven't done anything. It's having all the actions. So it had 500,000 AI actions already, and I think it's more than 500, 600 something. But it's amazing. Yeah. So let's move to some of the limitations we have in the MCP server currently. So you have only the support with the English. US English is the only supporting language at the moment, and so you have does not actually currently does not support the file uploads, but it will hopefully in the future. Hopefully it will support. And menu items, filters, menu items by user role, output items does not support the report generation currently, and it excludes the system admin form. So there are some limitations, but it's really powerful. It's been recently released because initially it came with the 13 actions, but now it's 500,000 actions. It's possible with the MCP server, so that's amazing. Yeah. Let's see what is critical for Copilot and agents. So input quality is key. So you've seen a lot of projects with the clients and stuff like that, because to clean up your data, get good data quality pretty much, right? Because all these agents started running, then you need to have good data set, right? Because otherwise it'll be whatever the data that's going to be there, it's going to use those in the agent, right? So yeah. So the input quality is important. Context management. So you need to have clean structured prompts, clear context and instructions, relevant background information, stuff like that. And so you have context management, output processing. Let me go through clean and structured prompts, clear context and instructions, and then context management, maintaining conversation history, understanding the user intent. It's important. Consistent response format, validation of generated content, user feedback collection is important, continuous improvement, and security checks, because safety is important as well with this. There's a lot of things that you need to check on the security side, and also the responsible AI is another fact that when you're building it, make sure you adhere to the responsible AI principles as well. These are some resources, but let me go back to this. Hopefully our PO generated. Let me see. Let me refresh back. Yeah. Okay, that's generated, so that's good. I think there's another one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, you can see 40 quantity. That's the one because I changed from 30 to 40. So it's been created from the MCP server. So I didn't do anything, just the MCP server. It actually read through what action I need to do, and I pass through the information that I need to have it in the purchase order, and it's created. Yeah. So it's yeah, super powerful in that sense. And with that, so these are some of the resources that you can go through, and yeah, I can meanwhile take any Q&A.
So when you talk about agents, does it come to the boundary at all, or is it all connected to the MCP?
The last one I was showing just the MCP. So the agents which Microsoft built, I don't know what the underneath structure that they're using, but I believe some of the technology maybe they're using behind the scene because we only see the front end agent, but that might be, yeah, there might be some stuff that they're using under the hood. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So have you, I know these agents are all brand new.
Yeah.
You, are you got anything for clients who you actually?
Yeah, we have some clients who already
Well,
got
I mean,
it.
so,
Yeah,
you know,
because it's production ready. Sorry?
I mean, I know a lot of the CRM ones, and it takes a lot of setup and a lot of training. Are you
Yeah.
finding it the same with?
Yeah, it's a lot of because I think it started for that specific one. I think they started pretty much 6 or maybe more than 6 months ago.
Yeah.
With Microsoft. So they had a lot of interaction directly the business units.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so they tested. Yes. It took a lot of time. Yes. Yeah.
It's about fine.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, the recommendation is you start slow, and then you shouldn't automate. I mean, creating the draft is fine, and then you have a human in the loop to validate it and send it, rather than automating it in straight away because you should do a lot of testing.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So when you say production ready, right, what about the whole security stuff, the government? Is it all taken care of by Microsoft, the MCP server, or?
The MCP server, they say they adhere to the existing the user roles as well, in terms of the security. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the AI access days.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Microsoft, is making sure all this because they have a red team. I mean, they're hacking and doing a lot of stuff as well. Yeah. Yeah. But it adhere to the user roles that you have. Yeah, the same security it uses.
The MCP that happens into security, right? I mean, you've got to have your security roles set correctly, right? So
Yeah.
you see, people give someone the system admin
Yeah.
because they're having some security role issues, and then leave it on like that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, someone using the agent can do everything inside the system if the agent decides it.
Yeah. So currently it doesn't have the admin task. It's excluding the admin task. Yeah. But I think they might give it a different option. But that has to be, when you have the option, it has to be very carefully taken in. Yes, exactly, because it involves all the admin task as well with the